I'm like,
then he goes through the door, and then this is when he stumbles on set.
Mm-hmm.
But that's canon.
Yeah.
Because later on, when we get to see the ghost, Herman's there as an angel.
Yeah,
so
he's
that's
dead.
He
He's
did
straight up dead.
He did die. So it's just like, this is the part, it's one of those things hinting that this was a far darker movie.
Dark.
Yeah, so he's...
Because, he doesn't get any fucking redemption.
Nope. So Frank is at this point at a wit's end. He's freaking the fuck out. He gets scared by the fake ghost of Christmas Future.
Mm-hmm. And he punches the girl in the face. I'm not sure if that was planned or not. It's hard to tell because... okay, so what ends up happening is, they think he's trespassing, and then he stands up and is like, oh, it's Frank, okay. And then he's trying to leave because he's now fucking loopy as shit. Opens the elevator door and sees the ghost of Christmas Future. He jumps, and his left arm hits Grace in the face.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was planned or not. I watched it 3 times. It does seem like he intentionally goes that far.
Yeah.
But it's such a hard enough hit that it could have been accidental. But when they do cut back to her, somebody somewhere said, grab your face.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
So he goes up to his office. We'll take care of things down here, Frank, because the show's about to start.
Yeah, because they're just like... Because I like how Bryce fucking grabs a hold of him. Just because basically, Frank, he's in the show. You know this. And then Bryce is just grabs a hold of the guy and goes... How dare you? Stop scaring Frank!
Yeah, you get out of here! He berates the ghost of Christmas Future.
And Frank's like, I love that kid. He's got a big future. Oh, God. And then he goes upstairs.
Opens his gift from James. It's a picture of them as children with a nice little handwritten note on it.
Mm-hmm. To Frank, the greatest brother a guy ever had.
Yeah.
Really?
And he's thinking oh God, I got you a towel.
Yeah.
I'm a piece of shit.
You might have gotten the
it's
VHS,
at this
but
point.
It's a towel.
It's at this point. He's like, man, I've been a real piece of shit.
Yeah, he's starting to see that maybe I'm an asshole.
And then we see the real Ghost of Christmas Future come across the screens.
Fuck.
And reach out, and he's about to grab Frank. Shotgun goes off.
It kind of goes a little bit. It's a little bit of shades of the bathtub scene in A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
The hand fucking comes out close,
then stops,
and then stops and pulls back
because of a noise.
Yeah.
And it's Elliot with a shotgun.
Merry Christmas!
Yeah, he is here to kill Frank Cross.
He's just done. And he just basically has a shotgun, and he's shooting up the place. And Frank's like, "Can we maybe talk about this later? I'm kind of going through some stuff. I had a really bad day.
You
had a bad day.
My wife left me. She took a little girl with her. No, with her. Bang! Can you give me a head start? Okay. 101.
102.
103. Bang! And then I think he's singing it. Oh, yeah. You better watch out. You better. And it's haunting.
Bang. Yeah, it's fucking creepy.
And the score underneath it is this fucking March of Death type stuff. Menacing. Mm-hmm. And he's about to shoot him, and then he gets in the elevator, and this is where the real Ghost of Christmas Future shows up with another great practical effect, because he opens his robes, and he's these, trapped souls.
I do enjoy that he just sort of sees it, and he just sort of has this look on his face oh, Jesus fucking Christ, and then in a clearly ad-lib
the thing
moment.
Straight out of, Jim Henson's Nightmares.
Yeah. And he, closes it, and then in what is clearly an ad-lib, opens it back up to double check.
Yeah.
And, it's basically a combination of Jim Henson and Clive Barker's fucking bastard love child.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff.
So he takes him to see the future.
Mm-hmm.
We get Kelvin a little bit older, not too much older, I think. Maybe about, I'd say 10 years, not even, maybe 8. But you can tell it's the future, kind of Grace is a little older. She's wearing, I guess they thought in the 80s that's what the future is, this, future shawl
she's wearing a shawl. She looks like a street urchin.
Yeah.
And she's, in a padded cell with him, because clearly he snapped.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because I always looked at this even as a kid, I'm like, they put you in the nut house for not talking?
Okay.
Uh-oh. I better make sure I talk a lot.
Yeah, and then Frank's just like, I can help her. I know the best pediatrician in the city.
Yeah. Which again, if you knew, you're an asshole.
Also, at this point, it'd be too late, because I don't think pediatricians see teenagers. Mm-hmm. Do they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. We get Claire, who's now rich and evil.
Yeah. Looking fantastic, by the way. I ain't gonna lie. Rich and evil kind of works for Karen Allen there.
And then she's telling get these little monsters out of here, because she's having dinner with her rich friends and some
homeless
kids,
literal street urchins, because they talked about this earlier. It's can you get them out of here? God, I'm just trying to enjoy my lunch. And like, yes, sure, of course, madam. And that's when she
even echoes, her friends are like, Claire,
like, Jesus, it's Christmas. And she's like, oh,
a friend of mine told me, scrape them off, Claire.
Mm-hmm.
You want to save someone, save yourself. And then she's like, thanks, Lumpy. And then she turns to the camera and like a single tear down her face. And he's like, oh God, I ruined Claire.
Jesus, how did I ruin this one too? And then this is where he just...
the final destination of like the elevator reaches its the
peak,
bottom.
Yeah.
Opens the door. It's a funeral. Wendy's there. She's older, obviously, the gray in her hair, a little bit of old makeup on her face.
Yeah.
He thinks it's James. Like, oh no, James died.
Yeah.
What can I do to save him? But then James shows up. He's like, Jake, but then who's in the
box? And
Frank Xavier Cross. I'm like, that is the
best name,
dopest name
ever.
I think ever.
Yeah.
Like Frank Xavier Cross. Nice. And this is the most, like, if you're a kid watching this, because I was a kid watching this is fucking terrifying. Because it's the coffin going into the fire, and then Frank himself
start on fire.
Morphs into the coffin, and he's yelling, don't let them burn me.
Yeah, don't let them burn me. Don't let them
James
burn me.
James is crying, Wendy's crying.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, this
is not a comedy.
I'm not assuming this was initially a child's... It's not a kid's film, obviously.
No, but it was the 80s, so kids watched everything like this.
But
I saw
God
this as a kid.
This is
fucked up.
terrifying.
Yeah.
And then he's like, and then he's in the elevator. I'm alive!
I'm alive. And then it's
doors
like...
open,
shotgun in his face. He's like, hey, Elliot, buddy!
Grabs him, starts swinging him around. Yeah. He's like, I'm sorry, I was here for Frank Cross?
And he's like,
but it's me. But at the same time, it's not me.
And then he's just like, you're coming back. You're gonna have a job. You're gonna have a job, double your original salary, and an office up here. You like my office? I don't like your office. Ah, that's such an Elliot thing to say.
That's so you. Throws him into the elevator. Like, let's go. And we get a fucking Frank and Elliot team up.
Yeah, they're buddies now. Well, I mean, how couldn't you?
So
be?
Frank goes to the set. Elliot goes to the booth to make sure you don't change that channel. He ties up Bryce. Because Frank, this is a live broadcast. It's at the end where it's like, boy, what day is this? Oh, it's Christmas Day, sir. You go buy the finest goose. Flips the coin, stay on the coin, stay on the coin. Frank catches it. And then, they're like, what the hell? Yeah. He's screwed. And then like Bryce is like, he's finished. Because he knows he's got his ammo now to take over completely. And he then goes on and proceeds. I believe most of this, if not in this entire speech, is ad-libbed.
Yeah, it seems that way. We were talking about this right before we went on mic, and it really seems like, because he stumbles through the whole thing, and he repeats himself a few times. Yeah. This sounds like a person just speaking from the heart, which makes it just amazing. Like,
the Jews have a good word, schmuck.
Yes.
I was a schmuck. And the whole, he kisses a fucking dancer. And he's like, that was nice. That was nice. Good.
But
it wasn't great. There's only been one great.
And he's just like, and it's
remember
like,
Claire, and then he explains the Kama Sutra. Like,
like remember this, and like you came in and saw me in this position, and
and then her friend and the whole crowd's like, woo.
Yeah, that one chick got really happy about that. That one woman there, she was just like, oh, fuck me, I'm taking this.
Elliot, I don't hear any partying up there. Shoots a fucking round off. I don't see any partying going on. And that one poor woman who's like trying to do like a chicken dance and be absolutely terrified.
But yeah, basically
the censor woman also fucking completely assaults Bryce.
Well, hang on, because this was right when he gets the kiss, because it was the mistletoe. He's like, well, it was the law. And then the censor woman just looks at him and just like,
Mr. Cummings,
that's a fucking meal. And then she grabs it off the wall, licks her lips creepily, and just jumps on top of him and attacks him. And then basically, so Claire is just like, fuck it, I'm going. And then she goes out to get a cab, and the Ghost of Christmas Past pops up, and she's just like, can you get me at the TV studio?
Which floor?
In 3 minutes? Which floor?
I'm like, okay.
All right.
But then he goes on, and I'll be honest with you, this speech kind of is why this is my favorite Bill Murray role. Because we never really see this again from him. This, like, sincerity and this talking about Christmas and, people say it's only one day a year. It doesn't have to be. You can just go out and find a homeless person, go take some of your old clothes or a sandwich and just go, here, take this,
Yeah. It's not that hard to be a good person.
And then if you do that once, you'll get hungry for it and you'll want it all the time. And to reach out for the miracle, it can happen, because this is where I think it's ad-lib, because he's like, it could happen. I don't know, it can happen for you. Yeah, the miracle can happen.
He really doesn't seem to know where to go, but he gets there, and it's like, this is a man speaking.
This earnest, like, he's had a hell of a time, he's had his journey here, and then he explains, like, James and his family's watching, like, James, the towel, I got you a towel. The VHS
is from my assistant.
But I do like, again, it's like the whole, like, but you did get one thing wrong. What was the ship that took them to their fate?
The SS Minnow. You were wrong.
Sorry, no points this round. And they're like, how can you...
How does he know?
But then he says, hi, Wendy.
Yeah.
So it's like implied that
like,
Wendy
nice
told him.
Nice to meet you kind of thing. Yeah, so... but yeah, so he's trying to make up
because he shows
everything.
The picture, too.
Yeah.
He doesn't apologize to Grace, which I thought was weird.
That is very weird, but... We kind of get the okay from it because of what ends up happening. But yeah.
Because at the end of the speech, Calvin runs up. He's like, did I forget something, big man?
And then he just says, God bless us, everyone.
Because he saw that on both TV and when Mary Lou Redden said it as Tiny Tim.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Grace is like...
Oh my God.
He spoke!
Yeah, and even her family's watching and they freak out too, and then he picks him up.
Even Bill Maher's like, oh, okay.
Like, all right, picks him up and just like, good boy and everything like that.
I do love at this point his boss is watching him. Oh, you're finished!
You're finished. And then, oh fuck, because they were showing like, because we cut to earlier, a little bit of a joke they had where the mice were on screen and the cats were like, he's like, I knew it, I was right. And then he's just like, he's finished and he kicks his cat, which is hilarious. I don't recommend kicking cats, but this was pretty funny.
But it's all good. The song kicks up.
Yeah.
And then more ad-lib, like the whole, like, he's talking now, like, Ferris Bueller style to the audience.
Yeah,
like, this side of the theater.
This side of the theater. Right. The men.
No,
the real men.
Come on.
All right. The women. No, the real women. Come on. And it's like, all right, everybody try again.
I'm trying to think, like, do you think there was at least one theater that did that?
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I would like to believe that. But yeah, he even calls out the guy. He's like, you, the one. You were chewing the popcorn the whole damn movie. Everyone hates you. And at one point, he actually says, feed me, Seymour, feed me, from Little Shop of Horrors. We'll get there. Yeah.
But it's so, like, again, this whole speech is this, because it's obviously a character coming to full, like, now he's good Frank Cross.
Yeah. Because also Claire shows up and they have...
Yeah, and he's just like, Claire...
Yeah.
The world.
Well, because she doesn't want to come out. He just picks her up and brings her over.
It's like hauling a marlin.
Yeah. Puts her down. It's just like, Claire, the entire world, Claire. Yeah. And then that's, and then they have their kiss and everything like that, and everyone's happy, and it's all good. And that's when Grace starts singing. Yeah.
It's like it's one of the most earnest moments I've ever seen in a film.
Yeah.
And it's
because it was earnest. I don't think there was anything malicious about it.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't manufactured.
And that's the weird thing, because it's like, it's Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Who is like one of the most cynical actors in the world.
Usually, yeah.
Maybe not intentionally. I don't know
every role he plays is cynical in some way. But he always tends to learn in the future. I mean, aside from, like, Ghostbusters. But
that's the thing. Like, I don't know if Peter Venkman ever gets there. Even in the second one?
Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah,
I think he does eventually.
So, yeah. It's easily a 10. You'll love it's at a 10 for me. Again, it's my favorite Christmas movie. It's my favorite Bill Murray role. And yeah, although it is obviously cynical, we get there at the end, and we really get there at the end. The ghosts are amazing. The Elliot Loudermilk, Bryce, like, there's all the supporting actors in this movie all fucking come out to play and shine. And it's more him, like because again, like I said, you get the Frank Cross.
Yeah.
That's Bill Murray.
Yes.
Right? But the nice Frank Cross, you don't normally get that.
No, I mean, he carries...
So it's nice to see that.
Yeah, like, he carries the movie and he carries it well.
Yeah.
I, of course, am also giving it, 10 big dogs out of 10 because, I mean, it is one of the greatest Christmas movies ever made.
Yeah. And it's, again, like, hearing the stories, I'm like, I don't know how they piecemealed together
it doesn't,
a classic.
It doesn't make sense. It should not have worked based on everything, because clearly the movie's disjointed, because sometimes it should be a horror movie, and other times it's a comedy. It should not make any sense.
Yeah, we get him in a coffin getting burned to death.
Yeah.
And